War Machine, Don Cheadle. And the original gangster, the man who started it all, and also Happy Hogan, John!
Mandarin!
It's like the band is back together.
Woo!
Robert, how are you?
Hi, pal.
It's good to see you.
Thanks.
So, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
How's it going on the set?
Yeah, I just saw it for the first time. Looks great.
Nice enough. Shane, how are you, sir?
Very well, thank you.
It's pretty cool to see a Christmas scene in a Shane Black movie. That's kind of fun. It's awesome.
You'll see more. We're having fun. We're halfway done.
Is that right?
And this man is giving me every bit of advice and tips I can.
So tell us a little bit about making movies. John, how's things going out there?
Things are going great. I mean, it's North Carolina, so it's a little warm, but especially in metal. But it's all good. We're having a great time. Shane said it's the halfway point. We're ready to jump into the end now.
Terrific. And Mr. Favreau, how are you, sir?
Sorry, hi, how you doing?
It's good to see you.
Thank you, they double booked me today. I was at the Revolution panel on the other end of the hall, so I just ran through the, on a golf cart through knocking nerds left and right to get here. But I'm here. But they asked me to plug the show Revolution on NBC, 10 o'clock on Monday night.
That is the biggest ad I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you. On the wall?
Yeah, it's the biggest thing I ever saw.
Thank you.
Same.
You got that. You got network money.
It ain't like Showtime money, House of Lies on Sunday.
I just want to replug Captain Planet in case anyone
He's a hero.
Shane, at the end of that, we saw Sir Ben Kingsley. Tell us a little bit about that.
No, Sir Ben's lovely. Sir Ben's lovely, and he's going to be absolutely terrific. He came up to me and he says, you know, the most lovely thing happened in my hotel room the other night with my voice. And I'm not going to tell you about it now, but I want to show you later. And then he did this kind of voice. And he's just, it's one of those things that's evolving, and watching this guy perform. This guy is the Mandarin.
So, Kevin, I mean, looking down this table and this talent that you have here, and watching that film that you guys showed a little earlier, it's pretty fascinating the way you guys have put this universe together on screen and off. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Iron Man 3 as we've been saying, is all about a return to a Tony Stark-centric story, right? I mean, in the comics, it's amazing. You have these great characters and they're great single storylines. They can combine for a giant event, and they go back to their own world. And this very much is in the Tony Stark world.
And then, Robert, you know, the success of Avengers is pretty staggering. Like 1.5 billion, something like that, worldwide.
Bring the shawarma. We're actually shooting another end scene for Avengers after the press conference thing. I think every movie I ever do is going to be one of the 3 biggest movies of all time, and so it finally happened.
We're taking bids for the next processed food promo at the end of our film.
Shawarma sales increased 700%. It's good for business.
And Don, for you, what's it like being back in the suit?
It's great. I mean, I'm really looking forward to, like I said, we're getting into the end part of the film right now, really the climactic scene, and I got a lot more to do with Robert, so the Rhodey and Tony relationship expands, and that's a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
Do you want to watch it again?
I'll tell you what, we're gonna go. You guys have been waiting out there for a long time. I know some of you guys. Anybody camped out? Let's take it to the tent people. Who's got some questions? We'll go over here. Who's got some questions for Marvel?
Hi. I've been reading the comic books since I was a little kid, and so I just want to say it's really awesome to be here. John and Shane, I love your movies and you're amazing. Don, you're an awesome roadie, and I miss you in the Avengers. Robert, Tony Stark is one of my favorite characters since I was a little kid. So thank you for all the amazing work you're doing. And Kevin, you're amazing too for everything that you do.
What do you do, Kevin?
You know, we should just take a moment. The fact that the Avengers was done at all, and what's happened with Marvel and all the different franchises is actually, if it came down to one person, it would have to be him.
No doubt.
Thank you, Kevin!
Is there a question in there somewhere?
Yeah. So I love the comic books, and I was wondering what story arcs or elements from the comic books you guys would want to see in future movies, because personally, I want to see Pepper Potts in the rescue suit.
Yes.
Oh, yes, the rescue suit. You mean like rescuing me from a bar or something? I mean like a codependency thing, or is it an actual suit?
In the comic books, Tony makes Pepper a suit, and she becomes the superhero.
I'll get him a copy. Yeah,
Okay.
thanks. I know what you're talking about.
John's the key.
Woo! Yeah! At least one of them knew what she was talking about.
I'll tell you that everyone at this table thinks it would be the coolest thing in the world to see Pepper get in a suit at some point.
Yes.
Be awesome.
We almost did it a few times. We've talked about it a lot, but I think we all share your enthusiasm for that. We all want to see Gwyneth kick a little ass. It's up
Thanks for the question. Hello.
Hello, my name is Ariel, and this is for Robert. I am a huge fan of yours. I absolutely love Sherlock Holmes and Iron Man. And I was just curious, how do you bring Iron Man to life? I mean, I see on the screen that he's so arrogant and full of himself, and yet you pull me right towards you.
We love you, Robert!
Well, the way you bring a character to life is to get cast in the first place. And the interesting thing about this very short bench of talent we have here is that Shane Black directed a movie called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Marvel wasn't sure about me. John saw Kiss Kiss and we met and we were talking. It was going back and forth. So in a way, that was kind of my screen test before the screen test. A lot of the times when we were shooting the first Iron Man, John and I would be a little bit stumped and we would call Shane. And he would ask for various either fish,
blueberries,
blueberries for payment because we couldn't afford him. And there's been this ongoing thing. I always feel the character, Stan Lee wrote a great character, very complex, very interesting, really compelling. And then it was just what Kevin and John and I did, and what Kevin and Shane and I are doing. And then, you know, you're only as good as your partner over here. So I think.
Plus, when he's arrogant and full of himself, it doesn't draw me to him.
The missus hates living with me when I'm playing Tony Stark. Because I can't afford all the things I'm acting like people should do.
But you know what? This is a family, which is what's great about Iron Man 3 is we have Favreau here. Back.
Yeah!
He's an actor in the movie.
Happy?
I get to talk to him all day long. We've got these guys back. We've got Gwyneth Paltrow back. And Kevin Feige has been here from the beginning. This is the same Iron Man that you've liked. If we were still here and we do them one at a time, and this is the next one, and we hope you like it. We're halfway through. If we don't fuck up the rest, it's going to be great.
Shane, who were some of the other cast members? I forgot to ask you that earlier. Other cast members besides Sir Ben?
Me?
Shane.
Oh, we've got this wonderful actress named Rebecca Hall. It's good for a one woo at the middle spectrum. She's brilliant. Can you tell me who she plays?
Maya!
There you go. We've got Guy Pearce. As
Wow, informed. Wow, they're on top of it. You're being very patient over there, waiting for the next question. By the way, the camera's not on you. Relax.
James Badgedale.
James Badgedale. James Badgedale. Ashley Hamilton.
Stephanie Shostak.
Yes.
Stephanie Shostak. It's a great cast, man, and Robert is fond of saying we're going to leave it all on the field. We've got all these characters, all these pieces, all these interlocking parts. It's not like Spider-Man 3 where they're all separate.
And when I did the first two Iron Man movies with John, he was playing Happy, of course, as well. And he would always shoot his coverage last. And as long as like the camera didn't roll out or the light didn't go down, he'd print it and move on. It was good. And this time, ladies and gentlemen, Happy Hogan is so off the chain.
Yeah.
He says it's kind of like it's like Swingers at 40. You're gonna love it.
I have to say,
It's funny.
It's an interesting dynamic going on. At first, it was very odd walking on the set of an Iron Man movie, but Shane made me feel very, very comfortable, as did Robert and Kevin. And I never got a chance to really have fun with the role before because I'm always worried about everybody's feelings on the set because I'm the director. And now I get to really just have fun. And I've always admired Robert as an actor, and that's why I hired the guy. And now I get to play with him, which I never really got to do. And also as far as executive producing as opposed to directing, I feel like a proud grandfather who doesn't have to change the diapers but gets to play with the baby. So it's been a very fun
Whose diaper are you talking about?
You don't.
Yes, you are.
Thanks for waiting. What's your question?
Hi, my name's Dana, and this is really weird hearing my voice. Anyways, first of all, Robert, I love you.
Thank you.
And my original question was going to be, like how do you relate to Tony Stark? But after that entrance,
So what's your question?
We both love Luther Vandross.
Never too much.
So anyways, now my question is, how long does it take you to get into the Iron Man suit?
Oh, they keep making them better and better. What's your time in and out?
Half hour.
Oh, mine's about 3 minutes.
Racism.
That's right.
His has got bigger guns. Yeah. I'm sorry, next stereotype? Question?
Hello.
This is from Mr. Downey. Huge fan of all your work, but
She's blinked out for a second.
It's not easy being up there in the limelight, is it?
no, and I give mad props to whoever had courage to get up here first. You said in an interview you were signed on to do 3 Iron Man movies. I was wondering if we can expect to either see another Iron Man movie or see you reappear as Iron Man in future Marvel comic book movies.
Yeah. Avengers 2.
No, is Dawn's and mine's deal run out after we do Iron Man 3, and then we're going to figure out exactly what Brinks truck we want to continue.
I'll give you the truck.
The future is uncertain. I'm super happy. This is just been an amazing journey, and oh my God. Hey, pal.
On your face.
Go ahead. All right. About to get trippy here.
Hey, Mr. Daddy. I was wondering, though, if it's okay if I borrowed your suit.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, it's like Rhodey. You don't really ask and you never bring it back. Well played, sir. You look hot. How long did it take you to get into that?
It took me about 5 minutes.
Come on, we need him. Get him back out here.
I was wondering, what it's like for you to act out Tony Stark as he changes throughout all the Iron Man movies? You know, the first one, you become our superhero Iron Man. The second one, you almost lose hope. And then in Avengers, you become even greater than you ever have been before.
Well, the idea this time is in some ways a continuance of the meditation that Mr. Favreau and myself and Kevin have been on for a while is you know, what is the need for this third picture? How does it tie it together? There's been a wish list of scenes that Don and I have thought about for a while that we had conceived with John have taken a different shape in Shane's story. And but seeing as how he has the task of directing it, I'll flip it over to him. Shane, how?
Sorry, I was wool gathering? I'm kidding. There's the issue of how to take a 3. That's a 3. That's a, you know, there's 2 before. That's a lot. And so to make it seem like it's part of something that was started but not concluded, to make it seem like it's the culmination of a trilogy and not just another episode, that was the task. How do you dig in? How do you reach back, sort of touch base with what's there before? And I think we've succeeded. I think we've managed to remember that to stay on top, you always have to touch bottom. And so, yeah, I know. That's what we're doing. We're actually going back to the roots of this thing, trying to dig out the myth of it. Because I think, especially in a world as confusing as today's, this whole myth thing, I think that's part and parcel of why these hero movies are doing so well, is that we need a little simplicity and a real sort of simple, straightforward return to the myths that drive us. And this story, by the way, can I just say, I love all these actors, but Downey has a special place in my heart, and working with him has been a fucking dream. This guy's amazing. So you will see Tony Stark, because the secret is, and don't tell anybody, because it stays in this room, of course, but he is Tony Stark.
So I'm an asshole.
Rich asshole.
Lovable. Thank you. I'll take it.
That's a hard act to follow, but hi.
Hi, honey.
I was just wondering, since we got the nod to it in the party in Iron Man 2, if you were going to go into Demon in the Bottle more with how debilitating Tony's drinking habits become, and what your opinion on that in general is.
Yeah.
Robert doesn't fall off the wagon in this movie, but because of budget cuts and our effects, there is a scene at the end where he actually falls off a wagon. Part of the climax. It was kind of a last-minute cheap thing.
We tagged on at the end. Well, that's the funny thing is we always liked it when we talked to Kevin and he'd say like, yeah, we like it too, and then we did it. And John, remember this whole thing? It was always like, you like the idea of him struggling with this, but there isn't really enough plot. I mean, what are we going to do? Like sidebar for 30 days while he goes to Betty Ford and comes back? I mean, he's got to save the world. So I think he's got the plug in the jug this time.
There's a big robot rehab battle scene that we.
I have to say, I feel like I have the best seat in the house in a lot of ways because I'm getting to watch it all unfold and from a different perspective. And watching the process with these guys has been really, really fun because there's an enthusiasm and it's like people coming up with new ideas that do, in addition to honoring what we had done before, bring an originality and a freshness to it that it's just so nice. Between this and honestly the Avengers as well, to see these characters grow, but yet remain consistent with the world. And what's been nice about what Kevin and Marvel has done is having all sorts of filmmakers who were all allowed to bring their own voice to it, to create a consistent universe that had different personalities. And then when Joss was able to bring them all together and make them play in the same sandbox, it was pretty amazing. And I have to say that Shane now, once again, Kevin's got a really good nose for the right guy for the right gig. And Shane really, especially if you're a fan of his writing over several decades now, he brings a really nice perspective. And I think the relationship with Robert shows through. So there's a lot of really nice personal nuance to it.
And can I say something too to add to that? Thank you. Thank you. One word, one name. Drew Pearce.
Yes.
Is he in the audience?
Great. Where is he?
Where is Drew Pearce?
No, don't show the guy who's been doing all the work.
My co-writer on this. Drew Pearce, he's British, don't hold it against him. He adds an R to the word Maya. I don't know why.
He couldn't get in.
That was 2 words. They were both names.
Yeah, 2 words.
Thanks for that question.
It was a green card issue.
Oh my gosh, hi Robert Downey Jr. I cannot believe I'm here. I've been dreaming about Comic-Con since I was a little kid and I came 7,000 miles from Guam just to see this panel. So my question is, there's a huge Marvel following on Guam. It's a small island, but everybody loves you. Would you guys ever consider coming out for a premiere? I gotta ask for everybody back home.
Is that near Encino?
You heard it here first. World premiere of Iron Man 3 in Guam.
You're going to handle the catering though, right?
You're not at war, right? We're at war most everywhere else.
Next, we got one more question, I think.
Guam is.
Hi. I would just want to say, I'm turning 15 today, and it was, this is the, what?
Someone's flashing a Hi Brianna sign in back of you. I think we're done now. Hi Brianna. Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to thank you. This is the best birthday present I've ever got. It's much better than a $15
We can't talk
iTunes
about that
gift
here.
Anyway,
That was a long time ago. We've tried to...
How old did you turn?
15.
Oh my Lord. Happy birthday, honey.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Would you like us all to sing happy birthday to you?
Yeah!
What's your name again?
Ilona?
Delana?
Ilona.
Elon. Okay, it must be the reverb. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ilana. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, but actually I wanted to ask a question.
Best birthday ever!
It really is her birthday. I met her yesterday.
So I wanted to
Oh,
ask...
you get a question too?
Yeah, I actually had a question.
Oh, you had a question. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask, if you could have your Iron Man suit be any color without offending Stan Lee,
which color would you want it to be? Like periwinkle?
Does mauve offend you?
Great question.
Next year, somebody's coming as a mauve Iron Man.
Yes.
Kevin Feige says one more.
Bruce Banner. Will we see him in Iron Man 3 or anywhere?
And they were starting to create a friendship fight.
What?
They were starting to create
Well, if you remember
a
at the end of the
friendship
Avengers,
with
he jumped in the car with Tony.
Yeah.
And Tony dropped him off at the Port Authority, and we'll see him again someday.
I think that's a great idea. I have something to say. Shane said that I had given him some advice along the way, so I'd like to give him some advice today about Comic-Con. If you really want to get a good relationship with the audience here, you got to show them the footage twice.
Yes! Yes!
But Edgar said no and ran away.
Yeah. Russell Brand right left.
That wasn't Russell Brand, that was Edgar Wright.
That explains the Ant-Man. Now I get it.
Now it all makes sense. You know what? I like the footage so much, I'd like to see it again.
Yeah. Thanks for coming out, guys. We'll take the powder and we'll have a look one more time. Love you all. Bye. Thanks, guys.